Okay, Sagittarius. Here's your August 2016 reading, and it looks really good. Let me show you the layout. I'm doing it a little differently this month. So, in the Thoth deck I have, there's a spread called the Magical Triangle. So this is it. And so the first three cards, that's the current situation. Those two, the 4 and 5 card, is how the situation evolves, transforms. And then the final 6th card is the final outcome. So, okay. So, we have Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And this has been coming up a lot for me and other readers too. So, yeah, that's very interesting that we keep getting the Knight of Pentacles. So, the Knight of Pentacles is it's the slowest moving knight because he's very methodical and deliberate. It represents air signs, and since it's a court card, it can literally represent a person. So, and not necessarily male or female, could be either one, but someone who embodies those earthly energies. And the earth signs are Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. And so the Knight of Pentacles, maybe perhaps they haven't manifested everything into its, finality. Okay, so but it's all about process and method and procedure and the proper steps and the proper order and proper sequencing. Okay, so on the Earths, the Pentacles in this deck especially, there's a spiritual element. So you're bringing down spirit and bringing spirit into form. Okay, so that's what the Knight of Pentacles is in the process of doing. All right, so we're moving right along, even if it seems like we're not making any progress. We actually are. And remember, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and these invisible energies that we don't see with the human eye. Okay, so being very in tune with your body and picking up on that and listening to your intuition, dreams, synchronicities, you can get clues as to what's happening behind the scenes to reaffirm and reassure you that, yes, that things are happening and moving along. Okay, and that's just the nature of, that's natural and spiritual law. There is no such thing as Gaia is constantly moving, so, and we're part of Gaia. So we're constantly in motion as well. So what we have at the crowning is the World card. So the World card is very much a card of completion, self-satiety. So you're very satisfied with where you are in your life right now. And with the Knight of Pentacles, you've gone through the proper steps to reach this pinnacle of completion, perfection, progress, and like bringing the two worlds together, like the 3D and the 5D, bringing the material plane and the spiritual plane together as one. And when you've reached this elevated state of awareness, you become enlightened to the fact that everything is connected, everything is unified, and even though we're in this 3D duality, what is actual is the one thing that the duality is rooted in. Okay, so it's this unification Okay, unified polarity, as above, so below. You see the connection, you see the translation from the spirit to the body. Okay, so from the ethers to the 3D material tangible plane. And it's just a very satisfied place to be in your life, okay? Because you have the 5 of Cups and then the 6 of Cups. So that's telling me that you went through some stuff, but you're now at a good place because the world is crowning, and then how the situation, the last card in the current situation is the 6 of Cups. Oops, that's the 6 of Cups. So first we got to deal with a little bit of the 5 of Cups, the bitterness, in order to know the sweet, right? And so the 5 of Cups is, you know, traditionally crying over spilt milk and not seeing your bounty and abundance, and kind of focusing on loss and scarcity, and not looking around and looking up to see what you actually have. So it's just an eye-opening card of just open your eyes a little bit more to a broader perspective of, you know, on a grander scheme, so you can see the bigger picture, and then you're not so subjected to the duality. You see the unifying factor of the unified polarity. So, but the 5 of Cups is kind of, maybe you slipped out of that a little bit, or you are coming out of that, okay? Because then you have the 6 of Cups, and goes from 5 and to the 6. And in this card, I don't know if you can see very well, but there's like little stuffed animals kind of here, and there's like the fairy, queen of the fairies here, that, you know, she's like an honored guest at this little tea party that this little girl's having, okay? Or, I mean, it's a woman, but she's like a little girl right here, because the 6 of Cups is like a return to the inner child, a day of, the days of simplicity, subtleties. It's not like this big, overwhelming, glamorous thing. It's just a subtle, simple little tea party with her closest of friends. And this, in the book, it says that not one has more right to be there than the other. So they're all just as welcome, from the fairies to the, you know, the fish to the, even her stuffed animals. So to her, they're all equal as far as the place they have in her heart. So she, and, you know, the 6 of Cups, sometimes it can be someone coming back into your life. Doesn't necessarily need to be a romantic partner, but it could just be someone who reminds you of this, you know, what you were before the world kind of gets its hooks in you, you know, and that's the 5 of Cups, when it has its hooks in you. So when you've released those hooks, you feel free, you feel like a child again, you feel expansive. So this is that sincere, innocent kind of love, you know, that you have for nature, that you have for your friends, for your children, and even a romantic partner, someone who embodies those other elements too. And then, you know, maybe there's a romantic facet in addition to that. But if it is a romantic partner, they embody this, or they see you embodying this innocence, and they respond to that in kind. So, Saggies, you could have some love on the horizon coming back into your life. And so, and because of the rest of the cards look so good, it's going to be a good experience, whatever it is, whoever it is. Or just returning to self, you know, you coming back into your life, you know, your true, authentic, original, organic self, okay? before you are put upon by the world. But in this case, the world is like a state of bliss, nirvana, awesomeness, like, but we can't rest on our laurels, you know, the beginning and the end is one and the same. So the world is the last card of the major arcana, and it's 21, which reduces to a 3, and that's the Christ consciousness, and maybe not so in the tarot, but in numerology, the 3, and that's my life path number. And this Sag, that's my rising, and Venus and Neptune. So this for me too, it's awesome, I like it. So, and then we have the Queen of Cups. This is how the situation evolves. And then the Queen of Wands. So that's what I mean by I see the 5 of Cups transforms into the 6 of Cups, okay? And sometimes that's what happens when we're heartbroken by something, you know, that maybe we kind of pedestalize or idolize something, and whenever we do that, it seems like it all comes crashing down. So it's important to just stay in tune with that innocent love that you had as a child, and that curiosity, that the idealism of a child, and how they see how everything is connected. Children are very aware. So it's getting back to a childlike awareness and embodying that energy. And so Queen of Cups. And I feel like this is you, and it could be male or female, but I feel like whenever I see kings or queens, for me it kind of represents the person that's in the reading. Unless I see a king and a queen, then it gives a little bit more, you know, perhaps a couple. So, but we have 2 queens, okay? So the Queen of Cups is very much, you know, the emotional queen. She's very compassionate. She has mercy. She's very understanding. She's like the Mother Teresa, okay? Mother Teresa is someone who's very peaceful. She's very loving, kind, merciful. But in the tarot, the Queen of Cups, you have to be careful to make sure that you're balancing your emotions, and not giving too much of yourself, okay? And it seems like you are balancing that pretty well, because you have the Queen of Wands right after that. So you take the compassion and unconditional love and forgiving, nurturing, merciful heart of the Queen of Cups, and you balance that with the fiery, creative, divine feminine, abundant, fertile, loyal energy of the Queen of Wands, and you have a perfect like inner alchemy, okay, of divine feminine. So, and that it could be male or female, it's just the divine feminine within. So a man who's very creative, musically inclined and all that, is very in tune with their divine feminine, okay, because that's the creative fire, okay. And how the situation ultimately ends up is the 3 of Cups. So that's what I'm saying, like, the beginning and the end being the same. The World card reduces to a 3, and that's crowning the reading, starting it all off, and then you end up with a 3 as well. So Alpha, Omega, beginning and end being one and the same, an ending being a new beginning. So I feel like you're at the new beginning, because even though you have the World, it's complete, but then it's like 3 of Cups, time to celebrate. So a lot of the hard work that drove you to this pinnacle with the World is what is driving you to want to celebrate now, because you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And the World card represents that as well. So you've worked hard, and now, You want to play hard, but not hard. You know what I mean? This is, again, just like with the Six of Cups, the Three of Cups is like your closest loved ones. You being as close to yourself as you possibly can. The people who you feel really support your true self. Okay, it's like the Three of Cups. The people that you call in to celebrate with you are like the people that you love the most and cherish the most. The Queen of the Fairies and little stuffed animals, and so. And those are the best celebrations. You know, small, intimate groups. I always preferred having like little dinner parties with a couple or two couples, you know, not too many people, and then you really feel like you can have this bond and connection and really connect in a more in-depth instead of superficial. When you're around a lot of people in a big old party, you might connect with a person or two, but it's hard because there's so many people, so there's just all this superficial connection. And that's just the nature of a given situation when there's a lot of people involved. So the Three of Cups is that intimate group of you, your true authentic self, and the people who recognize and appreciate your true authentic self. These are the people who know you, who love you unconditionally, who maybe perhaps have known you since childhood or something, and you don't have to explain who you are. They know your story. You know, they know you, they love you, you know them, you love them. This is the Three of Cups. It's not a big party. It's this, your tribe, okay? Your tribe, your squad, your crew. That's the Three of Cups. And this reading is probably going to be a little shorter than most of them because it just looks really good. Just remember with the Five of Cups to, you know, like this cup, it done just dropped in the ocean. It's gone, honey boo boo. So just grab that golden chalice so it doesn't float away, but say goodbye to whatever liquid was inside it. It's gone forever. It's just parts per billion in the ocean now. Okay, so there's no sense in wasting energy over that, and especially since it can't stay that way. You know, everything's constantly moving. So we have to know that, you know, just like when we're having good times in the summer, we still have to think about preparing for winter, getting wood chopped and whatnot. Okay. And so also when you're in the midst of, you know, the Five of Cups, where you're kind of like just looking at whatever negative stuff and, you know, feeling that scarcity mentality and not being in the energy of abundance, we also have to remember that when we're there, that we're going to come out of that too. So it's like with the World card, you're aware of that duality and you're kind of soaring above it, and you come down and play in the duality, but you have a connection because you see how everything's connected, but you're like once removed from duality, like you just have a higher perspective, so you understand the nature of duality. And when we're in the Five of Cups, we're not really seeing that. It's being down in the trenches, and it looks like a long climb up. But that trench can be dissolved in an instant with the just changing of perspective. You don't have to climb up that cliff. You can just dissolve that cliff with a shift in your energy and the way you're thinking. So that's the only thing I would take a look at. But I think things look good, and you possibly could have a younger earth sign. Doesn't mean it's necessarily younger than you, but it's the Knight, it's not the King, and it's not the Knave. So, you know, late 20s, you know, or 30s, something like that. So, I mean, there's no specific age group. It's just, you know, not too young, not too old, just kind of, doesn't necessarily mean younger or older than you, like I said. So, It's just the age in general. So you could have a an earth sign on your horizon, or they could have a lot of earth in their chart, or display the characteristics of the Knight of Pentacles. Like I said earlier, the different qualities that the Knight of Pentacles embodies. So I think overall it looks really good for August, and you have some celebration on the horizon, and with the Six of Cups, Three of Cups in the world, it's all kind of lining up right here, and you got the Queen of Cups too. So you're going to be feeling good in August, I think. Most of you Sagittarians, and just, you know, it's like, I'm a Sag rising, and it's the theme. Our theme song is Cyndi Lauper's "Girls Just Want to Have Fun," because we just really, and in an innocent, fun way, you know. Saggies really like to just have the fun like a child, you know, just amazed with how beautiful the world is. And so yeah, Sagittarians really embody that energy. They got that giddy up and go, you know. They want to just, let's go do something, let's have fun, you know, let's learn something new, and you know, so let's go help somebody. Sagittarians tend to have a really good heart, and really want to give back and learn, and then share that knowledge. So, but for you, you're feeling good. You're celebrating where you are right now in life. You're feeling like the Queen of Cups and Queen of Wands. And when you feel good and complete, that creative flow comes back to you. You're in your heart space, and you're celebrating with your tribe, who also, they're in their heart space and they got their creative flow flowing, and then you're gonna all celebrate that together. Celebrate yourselves individually, and each other. So beautiful spread. And yeah, I think good stuff for you Sagittarians this month. So have a happy August. I will see you guys next time. All my Saggies, I love you so much, and blessings to you all.